Hello, everyone. This is Taco from Something to Talk About, and this is my weekly characters from A Song of Ice and Fire lore vids. And we're gonna go back in time and hang out with one of Aerys, the Mad King's Targaryen's Kingsguard. So this one's not gonna have a good ending. Oh yeah. Why? Welcome to Something to Talk About. And I don't know what happened. My brain kind of there. So yeah, welcome. If you've never been here before, I covered smaller characters from the lore. This is what's going on. Pause, read, do all that. Cool. Good. You good? You good? You good? All right. Cool. I'm covering Qarlton Chesteld. That last name, man. Qarlton Chesteld. I never know how to say it. Now I know why people call him the Mace and Daggerhand. Mace and Daggerhand. But yeah, dude, I've wanted to cover this dude for a bit. He also doesn't have a lot, so this might be a quicker episode. I'm sure I'll find a way to rant into a 30-minute episode. Like I did with Sandhawk the Shadow. No, I covered way too much on that one. I hope you guys like that one. It's not out yet for me, but it is for you guys. Go check out my Sandhawk one. Yeah, let's get right into Qarlton. So Qarlton Chesteld was a Lord of House Chelsted who served as the Master of Coin to the Mad King Aerys alongside Master of Whispers Varys, Grand Maester Pycelle, Master of Laws Lord Simon Stoughton, Master of Ships Lord Lucaries Valerion, not that one, and of course Hand of the King, Tywin Lannister. I just want to name them all. We never really talk about the rest of Aerys' Kingsguard, small council. So yeah, you got a Staunton in there and a Valerion. It's interesting, right? Though he was named to the office of Hand of the King during Robert's Rebellion, which we'll get to in the main story, he is mostly remembered by Jaime and others because of his time as Hand being so brief. He is named, his name is often forgotten. There you go. He is called Mace and Daggerhand by Jaime due to his sigil. He also calls Merryweather like Horn of Plenty Hand. Right? So, all right, let's talk about House Chelsted because it's not a lot. House Chelsted is a noble house from the Crownlands. They blazon their arms with perbend green and white, a crossed spike and mace of silver, and a silver dagger. Sorry. And that's pretty much all we know. Qarlton is the only member of the house that we know about. We don't know the name or location of the seat or their current lord. We know nothing about current House Chesteld. So, yeah, current Mace and Dagger. We don't know anything about them. Nothing at all. All right, let's move on. Master of Coin. Lord of Qarlton was a Master of Coin late in the reign of Mad King Aerys when the court became divided between Rhaegar's faction. When it got fractioned into two factions and the Mad King's faction. He was a firm supporter of Aerys over the eldest son. So when it split and then like Oswell went and Arthur Dane is hanging out and John Connington are hanging out over there being Team Rhaegar, he's over here like, I'm Team Mad King. We burn people. I'm Qarlton Chesteld. He won't ever burn me. He likes me. I didn't work on my Qarlton impression. Because what's the impression? He's only a character in a book. But I like it. Do you guys like him? I'm Master of Coin. Qarlton. I'm not trying to do Qarlton from what's it called? Fresh Prince. I'm making this guy different. It would have been too easy to just start doing the dance. I'm not doing it. All right, Varys. When the tourney at Harrenhal was announced, Varys told Aerys that Rhaegar was secretly funding the tourney and was a way to call a great council to discuss Aerys' rule. Qarlton unsuccessfully suggested Aerys to just forbid the tournament. So that was a one. Some people were like, "Don't go at all. just stay. And then Varys is like, you should probably go. And then this dude's like, just outlawed. Just outlawed. We're the small council. Just tell them they can't do it. Qarlton Chesteld. I like it. All right. So the tourney in Arenal. Qarlton and other members of the court eventually attended the tourney because it didn't work. With the haggard-ass King Aerys. When Prince Rhaegar won the final joust, Qarlton and Lord Simon Staunton inflamed the king's suspicions by declaring that Rhaegar had taken part in the tourney only to win favor of the small folk. They then went on and to remind the lords present that Aerys was their true king, that he was a true heir to King Aegon the First Targaryen. Qarlton later took Rhaegar's crowning of Lyanna Stark as Queen of Love and Beauty at the end of the tourney as further proof of the prince's treachery. I want all you guys to know that he's like the real heir. Like, he's the king. That's just Rhaegar. Like, if you want Aegon, he's more Aegon than Rhaegar is. And also, Lyanna's not even that cute. I'm liking my impromptu Qarlton. All right. Robert's Rebellion. Oh, wow. What happened? We were just all hanging out. After the tourney, due to Aerys naming Jaime to the Kingsguard and removing Tywin's heir, right? So Aerys took away Tywin's heir. Tywin resigned as Hand. He was replaced by Owen Merriweather. But Owen only made it a year, being removed from office and exiled from failing to contain Robert's rebellion. I love that he gets blamed. Like, hey, you didn't stop this rebellion. Owen's like, you murdered Starks. You burned people alive. He's like, and you let me. What? Oh, my God. All right. Where am I? Aerys then named John Connington his hand because, Owen was like old and he wanted like a young, cool dude from the Stormlands, like Robert Baratheon. And he's like, John Conn, why don't you be Hand? And John Conn's like, okay. And what happened? Aerys then named John Conn as Hand. Qarlton succeeded the position of Hand of the King after Lord John Conn had been sent to exile. Hey, that's getting off light. By Aerys following the defeat in the Battle of the Bells. So then John Conn went and lost the Battle of the Bells, and then he exiled him. John Conn we get POV chapters from John Connington, and he never once thinks, man, I could have got burned alive. Ooh. Ooh. Dodge that bullet. All right. Anyways, Qarlton was present during the king's systematic build-up and placement of wildfire throughout King's Landing, and the suspicious Hand noted that coming and going of Bellis, Gargus, and Rosart of the Alchemist Guild. Hey, King, why do you keep having the, let's start everything on fire guys around? And they're putting that thing that starts everything on fire all over the city. You're getting my suspicion. And then he's like, well, I'm probably going to burn it all. Oh. Oh, man. Wildfire. You can see that coming. Oh, man. No one expects the wildfire acquisitions. Inquisitions, not acquisitions. That's something different. After Qarlton discovered Aerys' wildfire plot to burn King's Landing to ashes should the rebels try to take the city, he attempted to prevent its execution. Good job. Lord Chesteld pleaded with Aerys not to do this, and when the king refused, Qarlton resigned the position of Hand. To thank him for his time, kind of like an exit interview, Aerys had him dipped in wildfire and burned alive. If I ever quit my job, I hope it goes better than that. Yeah, I do. All right. According to the historical account written by Master Yandel, Qarlton was burned alive for bad counsel during the war. Good job, Master Yandel. Yeah. Qarlton was succeeded by Hand of the King by Pyromancer Rosart. All worked out. Sorry, I can't read my own stuff. All right, so he burns Qarlton alive, and then the history books go like, yeah, that's so messed up. Maester's like, what am I supposed to write? And they're like, write that he caused it. He got dipped in wildfire and burned alive. Make it his fault, dang it. Oh, jeez. All right, and all worked up by burning someone alive. This is too sick. The Mad King assaulted his queen, Rhaella Targaryen, later that day. All right, I've been joking this whole time, and I know I'm going joke. Awful act, but sorry, tone flip. Mad King Aerys is awful. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna say the word, of course, but you guys know what the awful attack and assault on his wife was, and it's awful and disgusting. Let's move on. So our guy's dead, and Qarlton's out. So now we're just gonna look at all the times that he was remembered in the lore, right? So how was he remembered in the lore? The Mace and Daggerhand, not in the lore. I mean, in the main books. How he's remembered in the main books. So throughout the main books, Qarlton is mostly just remembered by POV characters, right? He's not in any of the new books in any of the main books because he's dead. In Harrenhal's bathhouse, when Sir Jaime Lannister tells Brienne of Tarth about Mad King Aerys' court during Robert's Rebellion, whoa, one of the best scenes in all the books, right? Okay, moving on. All right, including how Qarlton had been executed after he resigned his office of Hand of the King, Sir Jaime Lannister considered Qarlton to be a craven apart from the day that he confronted King Aerys II Targaryen. Yeah, think about that. Mace and Daggerhand's just a coward in Jaime's eyes, but he's a coward who resigned when he's like, you're trying to burn the entire city? You can take this necklace or brooch, whichever version, have it. And then, like, that has to take balls. Like, that has to take cojones to stand up to the king and go, no, I won't let you burn everybody. Psycho. Jeez. And, all right, so, yeah, he's not a coward. He's not a craven. When Cersei burns the Tower of Hand, yeah, the books are great, guys. Read them. She watches in ecstasy and enjoys thinking of the deaths of king's hands she has known over the years, Qarlton included. Oh my God, Cersei, talk about Mad Queen, am I right? She's watching the Tower of Hand burn, and as she's like, whew, is this getting anyone else moving? It's really like that. That chapter is really, I'm not making that up. She's getting all flustered. She's getting hot and bothered. She's like, you guys seeing this tower go up? Woo! And then she's like, you know what also gets me moving? Thinking about all those hands that are dead. Like, God, Cersei's kind of crazy. Yeah, in Qarlton, that's one time he gets brought up in her throes of passion while watching a tower burn. Yay, Cersei. Kevin Lannister remembers how he had expected Aerys to be recalled after, or Aerys to recall Tywin after Lord Jon Conn's defeat in the Battle of the Bells, but instead the king turned to Lord Chesteld in Rosart. So yeah, this is in Dance of Dragons in Kevin Lannister's prologue, epilogue, prologue, the last one. And I know what it is. Now I just don't want to say it. So it's in his POV chapter, and he thinks like, when Jon Conn died, why didn't he just ask Tywin to come back? Well, for one, he's too proud. And he doesn't know what side Tywin's going to join. And he's not going to just ask an army to come over, because it probably would have ended that same way if he would have. Yeah, he named House Chelsted, he named it Qarlton because Qarlton was Master Coin and he was there. All right, so that's it. That's how he died and then all of his memories. So let's talk about, right? That was that whole side. I'm professional. And then let's talk about any theories I found. And I did find one that he's involved in. It's not like a Qarlton Chesteld's the Mad King's son tinfoil or anything, but it's a theory, and I don't love it, and we'll get into it. All right. Mace and Daggerhand. Mace and Daggerhand at your side. That's just the best name, Mace and Daggerhand. All right. First off, I love Mace and Daggerhand. I do. And it's true. And I did find, there you go. I can't read. And I did find a theory that he was involved in. I found a cool one by Ready Breakfast on Reddit. They bring forth that Dany was most likely conceived. So this is their words, on the night that Aerys burned Qarlton alive and assaulted his wife, which is mostly believed in the lore. The fact that she was conceived that night isn't part of this theory. That's kind of what a lot of people think, unless people don't think that she was conceived by Aerys at all. There's that too. These two horribly violent acts, burning somebody alive and then assaulting your wife, might actually have been a blood sacrifice ritual. Burning a trusted advisor alive might have somehow affected Dany, making her special, right? Like it might have helped her become a prophesized person that awake dragons, right? It is a fun exercise, but I don't see much here. If Qarlton had king's blood or something, maybe. But I'll get to what my real main problem is. But also, just burning somebody alive, do we think that, like, does it matter that he was a trusted person? Like, I guess not. If it was like him burning Rhaegar alive, you might be able to convince me a little. But yeah, I'll talk about how I feel about it thematically. So it's a fun exercise, but I don't see much here. Okay, sorry, where was I? But it takes away from the symbolism that I do like, and I'll say that right now. The night that she was conceived wasn't important, right? Nothing about it was good. It was a wife being savaged by a monster after he murdered a man who was trying to stop him from mass murdering a city, right? Think about that. It was violence on top of violence to prevent violence. It was a bad night. There's nothing special or magical about this awful person and his awful actions, especially during this day, right? So the point was that even with a start that awful, you can still be an amazing person. That's what I like about Dany's whole story, that the violence of your parents does not define you. So that's it. I like Dany's story because I know if you guys are like Dany's a dragon seed, all that stuff, I know those theories are out there. But if you believe that she is actually the Mad King's daughter, like I do, it is a more powerful thing that she wasn't a magical person, that she later became one, of course, when she awoke in dragons, but he didn't help. It wasn't like, don't give his awful stuff credit. This is symbolism showing us that no matter where you come from, you still can be good. That even if your parents are awful, if you kick butt, you can kick butt. That's what I like about Dany, that she has one of the most awful monsters as a dad, and she can be, hopefully she doesn't go Mad Queen, but if she doesn't go Mad Queen, she can be a really good, powerful force for positivity in the world. And yeah, and this theory takes that away. It almost gives Aerys the victory here, which I won't do. I won't let that happen. So I don't hate the theory. I just think it distracts from what I find important about Dany, that she doesn't kick butt because of the mad acts of her father, but in spite of them, right? It's because I'm not him, and that's why I kick butt. Like, that's what kicks butt about Dany. I keep saying kicks butt. Sorry to get on my soapbox, but this is a really heavy theory. So I wanted to state, I like where the guys or the person, I don't know who they are, but I like what the Reddit was coming at. But I feel like it takes away what's really important about the birth of Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen and the conception of her, because I like that the symbolism, right? So I don't need to keep harping on it. But yeah, there you go. I did find a theory that good old Qarl, go to Qarlton Chesteld and Qarlton Chesteld. Was that a better impression? I do like that we found one for him, but of course it was just because he was killed during the theory. But yeah, what'd you guys think of Qarlton Chesteld? How do you say his last name? People are going to tell me anyways. Where does he rank? I did a poll of how people thought of the Aerys, the Mad King Targaryens, like hands that weren't Tywin. And Qarlton wasn't super high up. It was all Jon Con. Everyone likes Jon Con. So I'll put him at like third. So anyways, there you guys go. Thank you for watching. Please click like and subscribe if you haven't. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, I hope you enjoyed this. Click like, subscribe. I already said that. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think of good old Qarl. And yeah. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Don't burn anyone alive. This isn't even a joke. Don't do it. It's an awful way to die. Peace.